I guess that says. Okay, so what happened there was I got a little bit confused. I this is a shared channel. I am now able, because of settings, to do stuff on mine, and because I'm bad at decision making, I was going to do it on both. And this device, this laptop, I could have. I got it set up on here, and I accidentally set it up under the same one on here, and I wanted it to be two different ones. Um, so I think I don't remember what the title is of this one. Also, I don't know how it was rolling since the camera was open. Um, but I'm pretty sure it's this version that says something about singing tips and inspiration, and I can't remember what that one said, and it's not showing now at the moment. So, um, but yeah, I couldn't decide, and I was also kind of curious which one, and then also double chances, double the fun, double the pleasure. um, he's going to be doing a few things, so I could go for a while, and it doesn't seem like the shorter ones are necessarily any more popular than the longer ones, so it is what it is. Just a moment, please. I just didn't know if he was going to be back out there. And the other thing I'm doing, although I could slide it into its own window, but I have a lot open right now, where it would have to then change directions that it's going in, is I unintentionally. This is, I guess, very much bringing it. It's true. Um, yeah. And there's always that part of me that wants to wait till someone's watching, so that way I know that there's somebody there while I'm utilizing my energy, which sometimes is in short supply these days. It feels like sometimes, uh, and I want to be making the most of it. Um, I do have one idea though, and also the Wi-Fi was a little bit wonky on that one anyway. I do have one idea, so just a moment, please. And she might stay. All right. You have too much at the moment? Oh, fun stuff. Yeah, I guess that, hey? Yeah, we got ours done very early. Yeah, I think we had that too, but we kind of picked it together. Um, I was just want having um, I just maybe also but hold on, I don't want to have the AC on. Trying to think it's too loud and possibly make it too chilly, as the AC would do. Okay. Whoops. I did say it'd be on screen in a few minutes, so I thought I saw one there, or maybe I was just expecting to. And where are those? Where are those damn slippers? Just a moment, please. Sorry, this place is usually not very busy on the weekend. A little bit more so. That's not exactly why. Things have been a bit distracted, but I think this I'd rather these because they're kind of well. Hey. So she just said that'd be perfect. But so okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. So, and the first commenter, it could be who I'm referring to or not. Sorry to keep leaving the screen. Nobody's here right now, and I can just tell that our dog is wanting to be a little bit distracting, as he likes to be in videos, and it just came from downstairs. Doesn't seem like his rawhide was left outside. I got him though. That's the only thing. So just a moment. Oh, I should give you that other phone. I'll leave it on the deck. Not there yet. Maybe she's almost finished. She didn't say so. Maybe she just finished. Yeah, yes. Find something more on that. Okay, you're gonna behave, Sonny? You don't seem quite like you want to take the rawhide, which means you want to be distracting, which means you're going to maybe a little cave for a little while. Why he's put up there, but he settles in pretty good. I don't want to use the AC too much when we're not there, that one, but I feel like he needs it. I don't know. I'm just bored. She may. No, I think it should have sounded like I was coming and doing it now. But then I also maybe some love or whatever. We got distracted on the way. I also yeah. So I'm gonna wait till we have viewers because this is the thing though. I mean, not that they can't always be engaging, but there are sometimes some that seem more engaging. And this one I would say is somewhere in the middle. Like, it's somewhere in the middle. What a fabulous place to be. La da da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee dee. That being said, I do know that some people. I guess my suggestion is, if you see the videos, and I know this is 3 minutes in, sorry for the distraction. Even with kind of being a little bit methodical and planning things out, once you hit rolling, once you're rolling live, you can't pause it. I think you can pause it if you're watching it though, and so it's unless I was to restart it, which. I mean, and I'm learning editing. As far as restarting it, well, I'd have to. I guess I could have, but. And it was just a few minutes. And as far as whenever I tell people, I'm reading, feel free to skip ahead. Or even if I just say I'm waiting, there's something briefly for a little while. Then that if I don't say skip ahead, which I normally would, feel free to, because I don't want to make you wait as well. I know that can be hard. in general. But yeah. But I just, I guess this is the thing. This is the thing. When there's somebody there, I know that it's a bit more of a guarantee that somebody is, well, there, hearing it, as opposed to when, after it's posted. I mean, it may likely be the case, but it might not. Might just be the activity it gets during. And I'll say again, as I often say, because I think it's a really good point. Just because sometimes the stats look low doesn't mean it's not worthwhile. Not to toot my own bugle, but and it's not just my videos. I would say that about, so give things a chance. I'm pretty enthusiastic. This looks like it's been pushed in a bit in that one corner. Very enthusiastic and willing, but maybe she said, you know what, I'm almost done, so I'll finish and then I'll look. Maybe she's had a nice dinner with her family or whatever, and either that or she's looking on the wrong one. But on the other device, I can't roll on that one, and that one I can't roll. So if I would have done that, I'm almost wondering if I should restart. But then there's probably something within this I'd want to keep, and it wouldn't fit the title, and it wouldn't make necessarily as much sense to keep it if there wasn't the rest in it. So one other reason why I want to wait and make this interactive, and there'll at least be people here watching, is because I'd really like to see what comes from the suggestion, especially of people who are a little bit more shy to singing. It's interesting because I feel like we would do this. What comes from the suggestion, and he's doing stuff back here, and then he's going to go around to the front and just up there, and then he's going to go from there. Of posting a video as well. Ooh, I don't wear this very often. It's a little bit tight in the sleeves. Yeah, that and my muscles are getting big from all my podcasting. Sorry, I keep showing the shelf, and I keep forgetting how it looks. Or maybe she's, I could be waiting a while if I'm waiting for one particular friend, because even though it says we're live here, I'd mentioned sending her one of my videos from earlier, but I also thought I made it sound like I was going to be doing one now. I'm pretty sure I even said going to be. But if she didn't catch that, or said I've been meaning to, she didn't say anything about meaning to watch the other one all day, I'm going to check out that one. Maybe she, I think she knows that it's important to me to have, as a podcaster as well, to have viewers. But maybe she thinks, well, as long as I'm seeing something and commenting on your material, why does it matter if it's live or not? She hasn't said that, but it could be the case. And I suppose that's true. But I'd rather that anyway. And when I say this too, I don't mean by large numbers. I mean, if that happens, fine, but I'm fine with just one or two. So I'll be right back. I know I'm leaving again, but what am I stepping on? Okay, that bag. Did a bit of updating of the channel recently, and it seems as though what happened is she can't find it. I thought because she is subscribed that it would go to her notifications, And like I say, if you see a comment here, it doesn't mean it's necessarily who I'm talking about. So, just a moment here. Hopefully this will work. I mean, she's been able to. Okay, just a moment here, because she is open to seeing it. So. Okay. It is another email, but whatever. She's asking for it, so I'll give it to her. And this one, I don't necessarily need it there anymore, but now there's been a whole other conversation there, so whole conversation going on in a parallel universe where nothing breaks and nothing hurts. There's a waltz playing slowly in time. Starting to get more. It's not that I'm not confident with my voice and with singing a cappella, but I'm starting to get more confident with it because sometimes it's just kind of happening. And then it's like, okay, there's the grass, a tiny bare feet. Look at you, looking at me. I know I just checked, but can you beat me up? Give me a minute. I don't know what to say in it. Probably just anyway. I think I've done that song recently, so I'm not gonna do it now. But yeah. So I need a pulling thread. But at the moment, I'm kind of glad that I've invited somebody because it's been kind of quiet here. Being a little quiet. I seem to be struggling with it. It seems I think something that the dog's also struggling with at the moment. Yeah, I guess just like the other day, it sounded like she was completely away from her phone. It sounds like today she just kind of, except for earlier this morning, and one thing, she's just kind of staying away from her devices, but texting a little bit. I don't want to be on the phone when somebody comes. I hate to, draw this out. Again though, I would say I feel like there's worthwhile content or worthwhile something in the video, or I wouldn't keep it posted. And if there's a gap, just skip ahead. I mean, I don't mind. I'm suggesting it. You know what I mean? I don't see why she won't have got it now that the way I sent it to her. So I think she somewhat understands having a channel too. So I mean, they want to be there. We're not out getting here. Just a moment, please. I just don't want him to forget to say and go around to the front and come in, which actually, sorry to get up again. Nobody's here. So, I'll try and do a timestamper. That's the other thing I can do. Because editing is a bit finicky, and I'm still learning, and sometimes I just simply don't get around to it. So, I don't know why I didn't, because I sent the link to somebody else this morning. They got it. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they don't got it. I sent one to morning to somebody, and it sent it to live on basically, it came down. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I can always just send a link afterwards and murder. But so far, I can't try it on this one. On what channel? The one that I sent this evening, or? Yeah, it's not on that one though. So it's under the Glen one. Yeah. It's a pink photo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why you have to. I guess if you just go to the channel in general, or I can send you a link to the channel in general, try that. I think that should work. Okay, I'll work. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. G and C. It says. Okay, I'll send you a different link and we'll see if that works, and then it'll just be to the general stream, the video preview thing. The other thing that's kind of confusing with YouTube, and they seem to be making some changes lately, is that there's a video tab which doesn't necessarily show all the videos or even the latest ones. Sometimes you click that, but then there's a live tab, right? And so it shows there. Yeah. So I'm just gonna try that, and yeah. Okay, cool. Hopefully we'll see you in a short while then. Okay, bye. Okay, the other confusing thing could be, okay, just a moment here. Okay. There you go. Somebody warm here, yeah. Oh, there you go. Still, and I guess what is it? Or I can. Okay, cool. Sorry, and I wasn't here. The thing I'm dealing with at the moment is that I was going to double stream, and I guess you must have noticed the other one. Well, not making it really obvious, but or am I? I don't know. There might be one with your name. I think we all look into that, and I know that there is with mine. And when I went to get the link, it was telling me there were 2 streams rolling. I mean, maybe I shouldn't care because this does seem to be working, but why it's saying that, I don't know. So but very glad you're here and that you're interested. Out of curiosity, have you ever did look up your name? Is there more than one? I'm just curious. So I'm just going to delete, I think, yeah, I know which one is which. And I'm going to delete this one and keep this one that you're on here because, yeah. Okay, that was easy. Okay, so the idea behind this video was to get everybody singing, essentially. Very happy with the video I did earlier today. Definitely want, it's kind of was a bit more specialized in a few different ways. And now we got 2. And our neighbor across the street, the good one, I made post about the other one. They were gone briefly, but I was vague about it. Feel free to see. But so that's the second one. Well, if they will, they'll let me know, I'm sure. But basically, and I try and still say things as nicely as I possibly can. But the other one, she found out about my mother because I said I haven't told Len yet though because she has pulled through and hopefully all will be fine. Because she's having a similar thing going on, although it doesn't sound like she's had an MRI and she hasn't had a surgery yet. But when I said that, she got a little bit worried that she might. So I don't know if she would have been able to keep up with the dog. She's not golfing or curling, and we haven't done our trip, so it's all good. Anywho, second person who's here is both of you, but are probably wondering, about the title. So I heard an advertisement on a video for a site that I've heard of, not often, but I have heard of. And the first time I ever heard about it, I think it was because he was on the site as we get through. Welcome. Did you bring people? Anyway, not too now. And this was many, many months ago, possibly even a couple of years ago. And luckily, I just want to get my slippers, but luckily, because my feet are a bit chilly, I did happen to remember the song that he'd covered. I'm considering doing it, but I had some mixed feelings. Plus, I found a very interesting choir version of it that I almost wanted to sing with, and there didn't seem to be a copyright thing. And it was from 2019, and don't rush off and see that. Let's finish this one first. I won't be rolling too long. What was the guy's name? Where is it? I know it's open here. I think I remember the name. Oh, Connor Pills, Pils. And yes, we did plug coaching to the neighbor. Seemed kind of for it, but she says she's taking alternative medicine pills. Anywho, but I think we've been that's I don't recommend. I don't know if this was opinion, but anyway. So basically, and it was a tribute to the uncle that had passed away in a bike/vehicle accident. And one of us bikes quite a bit to and from work and stuff. And I must say it has me seeing the song slightly different and a little bit anxious. Now, we have Michelle watching, and I'm not sure if you sing very often. I was watching a video today, and I've seen people do it. And sometimes when you're in public, I don't know, maybe it makes sense. There used to be a thing about singing on the buses. It depends where you're at. Some places, you can play instruments as well on them. I'll never forget the time I saw an accordion, speaking of rubber player, that was kind of familiar with it. We were just passing the place she was having an upcoming gig at, actually, and I was somewhat familiar with it. And I just thought it was a big bang, but it was an accordion. She's got lovely music. I don't know, maybe Anne-Marie Rillion? Anyway, so Michelle, do you sing very often? Because I was watching a video and you left, but I don't think it was intentional. But I don't know. Anywho, and sometimes, okay, maybe you didn't leave. It just says that there's nobody viewing at the moment. So I don't know what's up with that. Anywho, I would love to hear it sometime. Publicly, out of curiosity. But anywho, and I noticed her doing what I sometimes see, not often because I don't do it a whole lot these days, but sometimes see people doing where they're either mouthing the words or just listening and not singing. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a big fancy tune. I kind of don't know how people don't do that. But when I hear music, my brain turns on to sing. You know, not a lot publicly. I don't really do that a lot these days. I wrote a song for my daughter, but I don't sing publicly. Well, I'd love to hear it and also meet someday. And does it have music to it out of curiosity, or is it just, I mean, singing is a tune, I guess. Songwriting is fun. I've been getting back into it. I don't know where that book is at the moment, but I have shared some of the recent ones. I sing to the plants and trees when I harvest them, and I'm sure it helps. That's funny. I was mentioning recently that I subscribed to somebody who, I hope I have the live chat set to display later. Otherwise, I have to copy them all and paste them in. But who sings to the garden. She's a pre-med student, helping underprivileged. There was something else. I can't remember. But, and now it says the one again. Weird. Anywho. I really have read a lot of these recently. And it's not really the idea behind this video, although it is a little bit loose. But basically, just going for the one that's a little bit colder. And I might have to go off screen to take a drop of some medicine of a certain type. I can't remember. I've only had a very small amount. Just a moment, please. Not that a viewer may not care. She may be quite elated, but let's not make anything obvious. Again, have you ever looked up your son? What do you find? Any surprises? Hey, that aren't you? No, you're really good at multitasking. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Speaking of piano, I think that's my answer to the thing. I kind of do want to do it because I know you've been on some of the videos, but they've mostly been the talk ones, and I've been hoping that you would hear me do music recently. If you have a song request, feel free to put it. I mean, I think you've heard me do the one, but basically, it is a fun song to sing. It truly is. We got a second viewer. I'm just kind of relocating to the piano, so just bear with me, please. And I need some more light in here. It's almost 9 o'clock, but it's too dark. And I don't like it. It's making me tired. And I'll take my slippers that I didn't get. My feet for staying warm. I appreciate everybody's patience. Yeah, we still have two here. And I'm going to put on a bit more light. Camera action. Now, the other thing I did when I was getting ready to do this video, which was a little bit silly of me, although it usually works just fine, is I don't worry. We have 3 people. Woohoo! Welcome. You bring in people? Just kidding. It's all good. I opened up the songs in the same tab. Is the AC too loud? Let me know. Can you hear okay? 2 of you still here, and I think I've done, maybe not quite this close, though. Part of me wants to do it with the guitar, and not that I can't get the deep notes on the piano, but I do feel like it maybe fits my voice better. But anyway, so I opened up the songs on the same window that I'm doing this, which means I then have to jump, like leave the screen to go from that and then hope I can get back and the thing doesn't freeze up or whatever. But I can easily bring it up on a different device, and I'm thinking I might. I know you wouldn't judge, but other people might. So I'm trying not to already again. But and I felt like I might want to talk a little bit about the vocals of this one song too, because they do some neat things. Um, this is why I don't understand when people say, me being musical, I don't even entirely understand key, to be quite honest. But I don't understand when people say that there are certain, like a baritone, a tenor, this and that. I'm a bit of everything, not to toot my own bugle, but I do feel I am. And I will take off this shirt to prove it. Just kidding. What was I looking for? I don't know. Oh, right, the phone. But, now this is the kind of thing that maybe I should charge for to kind of give this education, but I'm just going to give a snippet. And if a donation comes, a donation comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I do possibly feel like my bladder's speaking to me, though. They at least have a chat. They can see that this is getting some conversation and that somebody's here. I got to look up the song anyway because I could do it on another tab in this window, but or in another window. But then I could just keep this up, not worry about it. I can do it here, so I'm gonna. I'm gonna open that. Okay. So another interesting thing I noticed about this song. Well, we have three of you. Welcome. I'm hoping that the AC isn't too loud, but I am thinking I might actually turn it off and just take off this sweater too. So just a moment. Didn't want to be off screen, but my system asked me to be for a moment though. So yeah, there now I don't feel like I'm having to be quite as loud. Although once I start singing, I probably will be. Interesting thing about this song, and now it's back to run again. Like I know who, is that you can't hear the AC. I think is what you mean, because it actually is quite a loud unit. Is that the chords are relatively simple. The chords are relatively simple. At first, I thought it was all the same three, but they do insert a C every now and then and a D. They do. How dare he? But so this is just a sample with this song. If there's a song you'd like, as the second period came in, either of you, if there's a song you might like some tips because you've always struggled singing it, for instance, Ray would be so happy I'm doing this, and so am I. Feel free to put it in the chat, and I can give you some tips. And then I would hope that maybe you'll be brave enough to do a video of you singing it, and feel free to put that and come back and put that in the comments. I think that YouTube allows and I'm hoping that if you said that I said you could, I'm hoping that YouTube allows links and comments. If not, I'll just tell me to go to your channel and I'll check it out. But the song I'm going to look at right now, again, there's a bit of mixed feelings about doing the full thing, but maybe I will. And I was surprised that I remembered, like I say, I remembered somebody's cover version of this from quite a long time ago. I can even kind of visualize him, sort of. But I did remember the song, so I figured, well, I really should do it then, you know. So, let me reposition this slightly for piano sitting. So the laptop I'm trying to maneuver here. Yeah, I don't think that's terrible lighting. It's just down to 1. But that might be better. I always hate that he does this. He just loosens the bulb, and I'm always worried I'm going to break it when That's not too bad, eh? Okay. Take a bit of water, because that's also important. The part that I'm especially thinking about this song, and that's kind of, I think, a new idea to offer singing tips. The part that I'm especially thinking about, well, I think you'll see actually within the song, because he does the one part, I walk down to the river. He does the one part differently, 2 or 3 different ways anyway. So, and there's no reason why you couldn't do them all the same. Or one thing that I will say is, say you're coming from, say there's a note you can't hit, go for either the note beside it or get as close as you can to it and then add another note with it, like a filler note, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure you'd like to hear the full song. I just need help with my kind of mixed feelings after finding that other cover of it, about that person getting in a bike accident. You know, I want to be biking more too, but I know I'm going to need my bike quite a bit in July, and I want to keep it good for then. Now, I think Michelle was saying that she couldn't hear the AC, so you know, I'd rather have it on. It's still kind of muggy out. It's a little cooler, but it's still pretty muggy out. So wait till you come back. I'm just going to top up my water. And things are flying, you know. Everybody has different feelings. But, there's a few reasons why I'd be in. Dang, I'm doing a video with another one. So I should have been doing the song when those other people were there, but I have important things to say, man. Hope she doesn't think I was there for a little while. I said some stuff. But she knows I'm doing a song. She knows I plan to do a song and that this is potentially musical, and she'd like to hear that. Because the only other song she's heard me do, slightly familiar with this commenter, I did okay. I don't know if I did my best, or if it was a song that really showed off my vocals as much as this one does. So, this one, number 2, the turn thing. You know what, though, I can hopefully help her find the musical part if she doesn't make it back here. Excuse my neck gets cold. It looks a little bit like, no, Liberace. Oh. Next person. You know what, though? I've seen a couple of videos on this topic, I feel, lately, and one thing I will say, to quote my friend Marianne, who once said, life is going to do what it does, as far as like if someone gets ill or passes away, we really have no control over that. So we just got to make the most and cherish. And, we do. And I think we have a pretty good balance. Sometimes I think I could be out there more, but, and like, but, and, our backyard is nicely filled in now, but I know that we saw one lady who I may have actually wanted to contact her about someone that we're kind of familiar with, and she was walking a husky, but we couldn't tell because our yard was so well grown in, which I appreciate, even though still kind of be noisy. And she was kind of walking kind of the other direction, not towards. And I think it's Michelle back, and I'm glad. So it's not like that up front. And you know what? The ones that have me anxious and anyone else that shows up could easily come back out. And then, yeah, I don't know. That was odd. Anywho, and I'd have to be shouting at him anyway because he's doing something kind of at a bit of a distance, not just sitting on the deck. And then also, I do know that life goes on in a different way, and we all actually can do that, just like singing, and feel that from to different levels. And as we kind of go through life, that's something that can grow perhaps stronger. So, as much as in this life is the nicest, I mean, he's someone, even though I'm in a lot of them, he's someone that if I was to lose, I probably have more content online, videos and such of him than some of my other ones who passed before it got popular or just didn't really do that kind of stuff very much or whatever. It always believes in me, and Michelle, you're also pretty great, so I thank you for that. But I kind of feel a tug to both places. So the sooner I do the song, the sooner I can wrap this up, right? So here we go. And so, yeah, like just one other thing quickly. I have been ambivalent about life sometimes, kind of okay either way. I see some good things lately. I'm also still struggling some ways. And so, I'm curious to see those unfold. But I shouldn't, for the most part, we shouldn't fear our own death that much, our own passing, or loved ones, because, like I say, they're all. If we can allow ourselves to notice certain things, feel certain things, then they're always really with us. And sometimes, even in that other way, quite deeply and profoundly. So, and I think when you said earlier that you can't hear it, I think you meant the AC. And I think that you're here for a while. You're someone who's pretty consistent. So I believe that that's you that's still here. And whoever it is, hopefully you'll always say so. Someday. I try to. Okay, I better get doing this because I'm starting to get a bit sore sitting on this piano bench. So. Ready? And then I want to analyze it a little bit. Remind me. Some days I can't say why I feel lonely. Yeah, I can. Some days I am too proud to just help. And I stumble through the noise, trying to find some peace. A stranger in a crowd, I lose myself. So I walk, so I'm trying to cover my chilly legs, down to the river, where the troubles they can't find me. As much where the waters they remind me the sun will be there when I wait. I walk down to the river, though I might not understand it. God always has me play when we go stumbling away. So I walk down the river. acting is how you get that note. Looking for meaning when it won't make sense. But my head is getting loud. But I cannot run with the crowd. No matter where I go, there I am. So I walk down to the river where my troubles can easily find me. The waters there remind me that I will be there when I wake. I walk down to the river, though I might not understand it. It's not always as I I walk down the river. I walk down to the river. Let the calm pull me under, far beyond the thunder. Tell me it'll all be okay. Feel free to suggest a second song of this artist or otherwise, and a song you might want some tips on. Okay. Let the rain, let all my worries, conquer them with courage. Be my shelter, be my escape. I walk down the river where my troubles can easily find me. The waters there remind me the sun will be there anyway. I walk down to the river, and might not understand it. Wait from there, that's always as we planned it. We go stronger anyway. I walk, but we shouldn't have to down to the river. I walk down to the river. Walk down to the river. That's the wrong note in there, but it's in there. Walk down. Oh, oh, I made up the ending there. So you have heard at least one now. So yes, if you have a song request to wrap this up with, I'd be very happy to do it or try to do it. And like I say, if you have a song, I've always wanted to be able to sing this. Maybe I can give you tips. It's another thing that I think is a strength of mine. When I was listening to a cover of that earlier tonight, actually, one of the ones I listened to, and it was like one of like two or three, he did a little vocal thing. And I do it with other songs too, actually. I'll sometimes do a styling thing, and just so happens to be at the same time they do a lot of the time. I don't know what that says, but I think it says something. Maybe it just says that. What's the charge at of this thing here? He will be inside soon. 54%, 854. You guys are working on an awfully long comment because you are here. You're not using the calculator. And if anybody's wondering, it's just multitasking. That's all it is. It's all good. I'm just going to go quickly peek outside while you're typing your comment, hopefully. Have a good night. Oh, okay. Thank you. The door wasn't open, so it wasn't like I heard you. Was that you playing? That'd be nice. I don't know if she actually ever has. Okay, nobody's here at the moment, but she might be back. And she's like, "Oh, I'm almost finished my taxes." Oh, you have got it. Oh, you're sitting there. Oh, how nice. Oh, great. Yeah, I think I'm sitting there too. But that, you know, in a few minutes or whatever, I could just close to that time probably. Cool. Huh? Oh, you haven't done that yet? Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. Don't mind me. Unless you wanna. Don't necessarily want people to know we have instruments though. With random people. We did actually, bright and early this morning, somebody had dropped something in the lane, and there was actually an interesting clue in it that it may have been from the business that we live near. And then somebody came out and they knew who it belonged to. Looked a bit like Maria. That's right. I'm pretty sure that Maria saw the other day. Yeah. And but it wasn't. But the name was sort of similar, so I thought it was her by the ID. So I kept thinking, I just noticed something kind of funny on the shelf. I don't think I did it, so he must have. It's interesting because that's kind of in the direction of something that makes me think of Marianne, who I briefly mentioned. You just sit in the back where there's no place next to sit, so that's fine. Well, it's like, okay, at least I got to hear a little bit of them and musically included. Sayonara at 9 o'clock. I believe, yeah, there you go. And I'm not sure what the time difference is there. I think if she had a comment on the singing, she'd put it here, though. If she knows what's good for her, just kidding. You know, I don't want to ask her to come back if she can't, because you know what? She was pretty generously here. Everybody that's wondering, I guess it's true. It's kind of like what I'm saying sometimes. We have met each other on another platform too. I won't say which one, and there are really lots of them, more than I even use. There are lots of them. So, so I know a little bit about this person, and you know, that kind of stuff. We said, okay, I heard the song you playing to do. Maybe it didn't sound like I was doing very many. Oh, who do we got? Michelle back or somebody else? Very, very much important to me, the one I did this morning as well. But I feel like they left. So I'm thinking not Michelle unless it was unintentional. You know. But I did give some general tips, so I guess you can apply those to the songs. And I know I brought to her awareness the one I did this morning. I kind of think there was just the one song in it, though. I don't know if I want to do it again. surprised of is that she didn't put a like, but I honestly think she meant to. Either she's planning to come back and give it a like afterwards, or she did think she liked it. So the tab conked. Then it brought up a different screen. It had an end option, but then I saw another one. It didn't say resume, it just said go live again. So I'm back, but I do have to plug this in soon. I think I do want to go outside for a few moments and then do other things. Like I say, if nothing else, we don't have to do. I can work on chaptering or editing or whatever. That's something I plan to do. But yeah, I think it came back just for me to make sure that I could finish it up because nobody else is here. And nobody's here at the moment. I'm tired. I have no other ideas. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I didn't do this laptop. I don't know why I feel like I can't multitask on the phone as much as I mean, I can as much as the laptop, but I used to not notice it as much. Anywho. Gonna recycle this and wrap this up. Maybe she also typed a comment about the song and thought she sent it through, but it didn't. Or something came up, in which case let's hope for good thoughts surrounding it. If it was some sort of emergency. Talk to you later. Bye.